up, guys? We're back for another Saturday sports card talk show. With me, as always, we got Pittsburgh in the house. What up, brother?
What up? Good to see you, man.
How you doing? How you doing?
Man, I'm hanging in there. Been a busy week. Still got construction going on at the house. That's why I'm down in the basement. For the OGs of my channel or your channel, they'll recognize this. But for any of the newbies, they're like, "Where the heck is this dude?"
Where's the amazing green screen display?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all upstairs, still packed up. I haven't even got a chance to get my PC up and running yet, which it's killing me. I'm on like the old laptop, which is really crappy. Had to go through the declunkification process just to be able to stream right now. So I had extra windows up. Like, it's to the point where you have to like close everything just to be able to function. So, but I'm here. Praise the Lord. Here, ready to talk about sports cards, fantasy football, all the cool stuff that the kids want to talk about nowadays.
Yeah, it looks like we'll definitely have at least two teams for the fantasy. Well, one team with majority will be from people last year, and then this year we already have enough people for at least one for the sports card crew that we have met through the through doing card videos and stuff like that. So super excited about that. Probably going to set that up today at some point. Just waiting for people to just respond to some emails, just get some finalization to see how many teams we want to do. And probably I might just do the 10 team unless we get a couple extra people. We got Kyle now. What up? Good to see you. Unless we get like a couple others and we're not going to do like a second, like a third one.
Yeah.
Then I'll just make it like a 12 team or something like that, just to get everyone in, because I want as many people as in as possible, just to it's cool to have a bunch of people doing stuff together and stuff like that, other than just creating videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not even opposed to a bigger league, just because it gets really like challenging then whenever you're like relying on like the third or fourth wide receivers on some teams and stuff like that.
The only thing that I don't like about that is, I do like that, but like if you get an injury early on, chances are that team's going to be dormant, because they don't have any chance. That's just the bare bone facts of like, basically, unless that player steps in that role and does a better job or the same as the guy that was in, which it can happen, but usually that doesn't. But whenever you lose a guy like I lost Zeke and a couple other players last year, it crippled my team. And I think that was the league that you won or whatever. I did pick up some good backups, but because I got starting time, playing time, and stuff like that. But it literally crippled the my team. Barely. I think I either barely made the playoffs or I didn't make the playoffs.
Playoffs? We talk about playoffs?
Kyle says is in for fantasy.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I'm
going to drop.
Good.
Go ahead, Nate. My bad.
I was going to say I'm going to see about getting payments through just to find, so this way everything is like finalized. We could set it up, and this way we know for sure. Because sometimes you get people that say they want to be in and then they don't pay, or they just don't respond. So we'll get everything finalized. We'll get it all set up, and then we'll set it up so this way we'll do it like on a Saturday or something like that. Maybe we'll do it in place of one of our shows or something like that. We'll just do the draft.
That's actually a great idea. Just do it Saturday right in place of one of our shows, live draft. I just dropped a link in the chat for our Facebook group. We will be putting information in that group about all of these leagues, how to sign up, invite links, that type of stuff. So if you're not a member of those groups, make sure you check it out. Nate and I also post other stuff. Like yesterday, I just posted something about a local card show coming to Pittsburgh. So if you're a local person, I always try to share the local stuff. You can buy, sell, trade, all those good things there. Updates with Nate's channel, my channel, and Nate's actually waiting on an update for his channel in the mail right now, so stick to that group. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the mailman to just drop off about 37 slabs to me. So I'm literally like reloading the the tracking for that every like 10 minutes. And I was doing it up until midnight last night. I'm like, just please say it's in Pittsburgh. Because if it gets in Pittsburgh at like midnight or so, then I'm golden for the morning. So and then I seen out for delivery. So I'm like, yes. So I was like, man, please don't come Monday. Because then I won't be able to have it for the auction. Won't be able to do the video. I was like, I got some time this weekend. So we'll be able to do everything. So well, hopefully it all works out. My mailman doesn't get lost or something. Kyle said he was in a 14-person league last year. How many people were you in last year? I know you were in a bigger league last year, weren't you?
Yeah, one of my leagues is 16 man. So
Wow.
that's the one that's like really, really challenging, especially if you lose a quarterback. Since like if you have two quarterbacks, like literally that's every team's starting quarterback. So then like if you don't draft your second quarterback early, like somebody's gonna have three and you're not even gonna have a quarterback for a bye week unless someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
So like it gets real challenging, especially with some stuff like that, and running backs dry up pretty quickly in there as well, since there's only so many like workhorse backs. Those go like a lot faster than like the timeshare committee backs. But yeah, it takes a lot of strategy to do well in that league.
Yeah, I would imagine just quarterback and running back by itself would go pretty quick, a lot quicker than that mock we did, the other day where we did a 10 team, and I think quarterback. I picked early, but everyone else picked like fifth or sixth round or something like that.
Yeah,
I know with receivers it gets super deep, so you can get a lot of quality even in the later rounds, especially guys that are in in the verge of possibly turning into like a number two or even getting a lot of reps in a number three in some offenses. Get you a lot of possibility and opportunity for a lot of points and stuff like that. So
absolutely.
But yeah, with the 10 man teams, it definitely is a lot easier to set up your team, at least before any injuries kick in. But having those deeper leagues like that, man, like and even your strategy from like how the snake runs, like you pick first early and then you pick way late in the second round, that could even come back and bite you depending on how things go.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else new in the card world for you?
I mean, honestly, for me, I'm just getting ready for nationals. Just hit a card show last Sunday, right before our auction, and honestly, dude, like I still have most of what I picked up ready and available for our auction tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, I'm just getting prepped for the national. I leave not Sunday. I leave Wednesday morning. I touch down in Chicago 8 a.m. So right now I'm just getting packed, ready, my mom's going to come stay with my pets. So like that's always a big thing whenever I'm getting ready to travel. But yeah, I mean, really just getting ready for a biggest show I ever been to. And the cool thing is they just announced that Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are going to be there. So like now I'm really excited to go to the national because I want to like meet them and get autographs with them. So, not to mention getting to like collaborate with people and, like Michael Huddle card collection, his son, Mike, going to get to hang out with them all week. And, I've never got to meet them in person before. And, just like a lot of people that like we get to meet in chats and see on YouTube, like just getting to actually do life with and experience like a huge, massive card show with. It's going to be amazing. So
right.
I'm pretty pumped about that. This is like going to Disney World for me because, cards is kind of my thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I wish I could have went this year. The good old IRS decided to not send me my money. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for not sending me. But that was my plan, man. Like I did it late to get paid.
You know what you should have done? You should have called JG Wentworth, bro.
It's my money now. I want to know.
Yep. 877 cash now.
The thing that's crazy, man, is like I do mine through TurboTax every year, right? And I always say I'll just take it out of my tax return just so I don't have to pay like whatever it is or whatever. They took my money before I even got paid. They took it out of my they charged me on my credit card the other day, and I'm like, well, am I getting my money now? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, why'd you take my money? And they're like, well, we could only wait so long. I'm like, what? I'm like, how does that work? So yeah,
They pretty much said, "B better have my money."
right. That's basically what they did. They were like, we're just gonna take this and yeah, thanks, yoink. But yeah, I wish I was going, man. Especially with these cards coming in, like this would have been like perfect, like primo time for all this to go down.
Oh, they would disappear, bro. Especially the stuff you have coming in, it would be gone.
Yeah, it's like so heavy Luca, which is still awesome because Luca stuff's always going to be good unless he somehow falls out of the graces of the basketball gods or becomes injury prone. But I was most of the stuff I sent in, like nothing was like that I can remember on that list, other than maybe Tyler Hero.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think he has tons of potential still, and his value still has a lot to be, still to come. I think there's really nothing on that list that I would be like, oh man, I shouldn't have graded that. Which I know with my first submission, I had so much heat and stuff like that. Like I literally sent like so many of my like best cards in that I bought raw, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna push all this in, and I was happy that basically that. All the stuff I got and the grades were pretty awesome. I can't really complain too much, to be honest.
That's good. So how long did it take? Because obviously you're getting it today. So
I was just looking at that. And this was a economy order, which is faster than your average bulk.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be 20-day. Let's just start with that. 20-day, right? I was just looking at this the other day. Let me look and see when this was actually sent. I think I sent this out August of last year, August 26th, I think it was. Mm-hmm. Let me double check the exact date here. Yeah, it was the 26th of August. So he got him back, of course, Wednesday, which was the 21st. So what? 11 months, like almost to the nose.
Wow.
And that's 20 days. So yeah, like I was saying, like it.
What's up, Maz?
What up?
See you, brother.
Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, like with those, they're supposed to be 20-day, and bulk's supposed to be 45-day. So yeah, I know it's not going to take double the time because it. But the thing that's nice, I think I was telling you, and I was telling people last week, with them getting rid of the economy orders are all done. Like literally, I guess mine was like one of the last economy orders these big group submitters were allowed to have. Yeah. So now that PSA is done grading those, they can go more towards the bulk, everyday sender and these other different plateaus of different grading. So like the vintage and the modern and the ultra modern. So it should help out, I would think, a decent bit, just getting any type of extra graders on some cards to be able to start processing some stuff faster. So I'm hoping that, because I think they're in October last I looked. Let me look again. But they were in October last time I looked. And our first things were in February. So, yeah, they're still in October.
So around. Do you know once they get so we're February? Do you know how long it takes them to process an order once they get to that month? So they're in October, how long will it be before October's done and you received your stuff?
Well, if those are once it shows up on the website, those are completed. So I mean,
so they're complete through October.
Yeah.
So now they're working on November.
Well, they got a little bit left of October. They're on. They show you the date that they're on. So and usually with mine, I would get mine done before my date wouldn't even come because a lot of my orders were express 1 or 2 cards. Yeah. So and a couple of our submissions were a little bit bigger, but I'm sure there's a lot of people sending in 200 card orders and just
there's 1,000 card submitters at PSA. Man. It's insane.
So, I mean, with us sending in, I think I sent in some 50s. Most of the time it was 50, 60 cards just because I wanted the insurance to make sense because I didn't want anybody to get, cheated if somehow anything got lost. They get close to their value of each card, through PSA's, guesstimate, value thing. So I wanted everyone to be covered just in case something happened. I would hate anything to happen. So that's why I didn't do like bigger than that. So, there's a couple of them were I think in the 20s just because they were like the vintage stuff, but most of them are in the 50s. So I don't think we'll be waiting that long once it gets to our month or whatever. Like, because once they're done, they send them out and you get them in literally like 3 days. So once they say they pop and I get the grades, like literally we get them like 2 to 3 days later. So then this way, I'm able to pass them on and everything too. So yeah, I'm just super excited. I got, we all sending some great stuff. I know you sending a lot of PC stuff.
Yep.
And a couple of other people that sent in stuff had some really nice fire. So
yeah, I sent you like all of my favorite caps.
You're probably like, man, where'd all my cards go? Then you probably replaced some of them because you probably didn't think you have them anymore. You probably have more.
I would not be surprised. I have a habit of buying Cavaliers. I got like the sickest Verjao yesterday from Marty. It's a headbands card. It's literally just a giant card of his face and his hair. And he's just smiling like awkwardly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is it a mem card or is it like just a picture of his face?
No, it's just a picture of his face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think like the whole set is just up close pictures of like people's faces.
Nice.
So it's a gorgeous Brazilian man.
How many cards do you have in your Verjao collection nowadays?
Honestly, dude, I lost track. Like I have several Verjaos out for grading as we speak. It's that bad.
I'm trying to think. What I really didn't send in anything PC wise. I just sent mostly valuable, stuff with value. But I really don't PC anybody. I just like guys that I like. You know what I mean? Like basically the stars of the league. And actually, I just sold one yesterday. I got rid of a Beckett 9 of Giannis hoops that kind of didn't want to sell, but I want to get a select. I want to have like the main sets of stuff just because of value and how the everything is too. So I'm trying to move up in some different things. Get
What'd
things
you get
out of 255, I think it was. So
was that the Chinese one? Nice.
So I think I made $20 off of what I paid for it. I can't remember what I paid. I think it was 2.25, 200. I think we paid the same for it. I think.
I don't remember what I paid, to be honest with you.
I think you bought up the same buyer that I had or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember
you
showed
had a little bit better subgrades.
Yeah, because mine had 9.5s and 9s, and I think yours had like an 8.5 or something like that.
I don't even
You had
remember.
9.5s or something like that.
All my investment cards are basically in a vault right now. So I want, like, once I get a card that's investment, I just like put it away and I don't mess with it.
Is Giannis? Was he an investment piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. I think Giannis is an investment. I mean, because look at it this way, dude. Like, look at even Patrick Mahomes' score rookie card. You know what I mean? Like, so this would be like the equivalent of like a really good paralleled team matching score rookie card. Because hoops it's lower end. It's not like really great, but like Patrick Mahomes, if you get something like that, it is worth a lot of money, especially graded. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way I look at it. Even with like that hoops Giannis is. This dude's it's pretty much gonna be him and Luka. Like 5 years from now, the guys you're gonna be talking about is Giannis and Luka pretty much. And there might be like a couple others, maybe LaMelo's up there, maybe not. I mean, I don't know. But I'm pretty comfortable in saying Giannis and Luka are both gonna be there. So like, yeah, I definitely 100% consider that hoops a investment. Ideally, I would like to get the, like you said, select and maybe even a prism eventually, but I mean, I couldn't afford it at the time. So for me to like spend, $200, $250 or whatever it was, and be able to tuck away something of Giannis, you know what I mean? And being in like a short print, like you were saying, like the green Chinese team matching hoops, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that'll be something someone would want down the road. And it's a really flattering image of him too. So okay. I like that, where some of the, just being real, like I'm not trying to like sound mean or anything, but like some of his rookie cards he just looks like malnourished and like awkward. And you know what I mean? Like the hoops isn't like that. Like he's doing a slam dunk. I just think like collector eye appeal. Like it checks a lot of boxes for me. So that was one of the main reasons I picked it up. Plus, like I was really like lusting over the one Nate had, so I was like, yeah, I got to get one of them for me too. But yeah, I mean, I think you can invest in the lower end stuff. You're not going to see the big returns like you're going to see in his like silver prism or even in like the silver select, but you know what I mean? It's still going to go up. Like, and I just continue to look at Patrick Mahomes as kind of like the measuring stick for that because, man, even if you get like a hit Aspire rookie card of Patrick Mahomes, that still has value if it's graded.
Yeah, I remember looking at Donruss, Patrick Mahomes rookies, like back when I first started collecting again. And I mean, just raw, they were $200, $300, $400 sometimes.
Yep.
I think it was, and I'm like, man, I'm not going to take a risk buying a raw one. If I'm going to buy one, I'll just buy one graded, just because he is going to be that guy. And buying raw is a risk. Now that I have like the scope and stuff like that, you know what I mean. Like I'm able to buy raw cards and determine like, okay, well, this is totally screwed up. I can return it, or the seller wasn't honest about it or whatever, and I can send it back. But like I know with a lot of the cards I'm getting back today, I rolled the dice. I didn't know. I mean, I knew about grading and what to look for, but I had nowhere near as much knowledge as I do now. So, I mean, it's a great sign to see, as many cards come back and the grades that I got on a lot of those. Like, I only had 3 cards that were not PSA 9 and above. So, it had to be one of the bigger cards too, but it is what it is. They seem to grade like the superstars, like superstars, and the high dollar stuff like way harder, I think. But it might have been surface stuff that I just was like, oh, it has a little surface thing. It's not that big of a deal. They grade surface so hard. Like, you're better off sending a card with 2 ding corners than you are to having a surface ding with it, because it's going to get creamed on the grade.
Yeah, I wish PSA had like some kind of subgrade so you could at least know what knocked your card down. You know what I mean?
That's honestly the only thing I have like any like grief with at all, like with PSA and their grades and stuff like that. I mean, like with Beckett, you have to pay top dollar, to get those grades back or whatever. Like I seen Cajun, he got a bunch of stuff back last week, I think, from Beckett.
Yeah.
Like every card almost was like a 9.5, and then he had a couple 9s. But it does have the subgrades on them. But I mean, it's so hard to get 10s with Beckett though, and then you're paying for the upgrade or whatever.
Dude, I'm not expecting my Beckett to pop like any time. Luckily, I sent like PC and long-term investment stuff there.
Matt says that he's been seeing some movement on the COMC past couple weeks. That's awesome, man.
Nice, man.
You got some stuff. You got some stuff for sale over there. Can you sell on CMC?
Yeah.
COMC? I didn't know if you could or not. Oh, that's like the PWCC or whatever. Like that's on eBay or whatever. That you always see they have like 900 listings of or whatever.
They have like their own like little database and stuff like that where you can buy and sell on there. And I think the nice thing is like so if I were to go on there, put my stuff, your stuff, Maz has his stuff, the good thing is you can combine shipping if you buy from all 3 of us because it's all through ComC. You know what I mean? Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of cards from ComC. I've never actually sent to ComC or anything like that, but I've bought a lot of cards from them. Actually, I got a lot of my Verjals from them, believe it or not. Shout out to ComC on the Verjal game. And shout out to you guys for sending Verjal to ComC.
Is it almost like an Amazon type thing where you like kind of send it to them, they sell it?
I agree, Maz. I'm with you, brother. Maz says not long ago BGS was king. PSA better watch the herd doesn't turn on. I really like I got to give it to PSA on Nat Turner. Like, I like him. I like his transparency with the hobby and stuff like that. I like that he's reachable, that he's able to do, like, appearances and stuff like that. But you're absolutely right. Like, in my opinion, I think BGS has a better slab. It protects the cards better. It has subgrades, has a nicer label. But by the same point, like, they also dropped the ball. And I think what really made PSA the king was that they have 10s. You know what I mean? Because 10's bigger than 9.5. And with BGS's scale, they don't have a mid 10. Like with SGC, you have a 10, but then you also have the gold label 10, which is equivalent to Beckett's 10. You know what I mean? So I think that hurts him a little bit. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people that were new to the hobby came in, they're like, oh, PSA, you can just get 10s. You know what I mean? And then there's that arbitrage of people crossing BGS 9.5s over to 10s. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I would love to see the grading atmosphere shift. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I think other companies have a lot more to offer. I don't think an SGC 10 should be worth 40% less than a PSA 10. I don't think they're 40% less good of a company. I really don't. You know what I mean? So, like, I would like to see things become a little more even. Like, I'm okay with the top tier companies being a little bit more expensive, like, give them an extra 10 to 15%. That's fine. But, like, dude, 40% from PSA to SGC, that just doesn't, like, commute to me. I don't think SGC is, like, such a low company that they would be 40% less than, like, a PSA. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion, because they've been doing it long enough. They have the track record. You know what I mean? So, like, I would like to see things become a little bit more even there. But yeah, just like Maz was saying, BGS was literally like the top of the resale market, just, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, maybe.
The one thing that Beckett does have on their side is if you get a 10, that price is just insane. Yeah. It's way more any PSA 10 you ever get, by far. It's that card that, if you got, say, a number to 10 card and it got a 10, that card's value is even, it's super rare because you have literally the best card condition that you can have. It's mint, like, not anything wrong with it. If you get a PSA 10, there might be a slight flaw, but that's the one thing that I like PSA for. They'll let they have a little slide room. You know what I mean? And like, I felt bad, like, Cajun getting all those cards back. He got so many 9.5s. I'm like, man, like, those are all going to be PSA 9 value, and then the 9s are even less. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. You know what I mean? I have a lot of 9.5s and 9s of Beckett and stuff like that. The Giannis I just sold was a 9.5 or 9. You know what I mean? And
dude, I think the 9.5 is arbitrage right now, though, man. Like, because there are some 9.5s you can get at PSA 9 value right now, which, yeah, maybe just a little bit more than the PSA 9. It's like, dude, like, I don't think PSA is going to always have the stranglehold like they have now, dude. Like, I mean, because they haven't. You know what I mean? Like, if just going back through the years, they haven't had this big of a stranglehold ever. And let's be honest, like, they provide the worst service out of any of the grading companies, because you send stuff, you don't know when you're going to get it. You have no idea when they're even going to open your box.
What,
like,
PSA?
Yeah. Like,
no, I know when they open my box. What
other industry besides grading cards, like, is that acceptable?
No, I know when they open my box. I mean? They show you
a notification. But what I'm saying is that you could send them cards, right? Like, we sent them in December, like, right, very early December, and we're February because it took them over 2 months to open that box.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. In what other industry besides grading sports cards is that acceptable?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? Like, if I come to you for a service and you do nothing with it for over 2 months, and then once you do something with it, you take your sweet time, and then you just, I get it when I get it. Like,
no, I agree.
In what other industry is that acceptable? that's what I'm saying. The service is terrible. Like, and I love PSA. I love Beckett. Like, I use them. Like, Nate can attest because he's my group submitter for PSA.
Yeah.
I have hundreds of cards there right now.
Yeah.
But I'm just being honest, as a consumer and as somebody that looks at this as a service, which it is, it's not a very good one. You know what I mean? Like 90% of their business right now is occupying a backlog that's over a year. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a year's worth of work, like my stuff that's sitting there that hasn't even been sent back. Like, I've already lost tons of money on guys like Sekou Demboya. Like, granted, I've made money on other guys that I've sent. You know what I mean? Like, I have a Chris Paul there. I'm sure that's worth more money now. You know what I mean? Like, so, it sucks. You know what I mean? Like, sending, like, and I knew going into it, okay, I'm sending these away for at least a pregnancy. You know what I mean? Like, I knew it was going to be at least 9 months whenever I gave them to Nate. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to be like a year. You know what I mean? Just because I know how backlogged they were.
I never thought it was going to be that bad. Honestly, I thought it was going to be like, COVID's over. All right, they're at the floodgates and the graders. Here they come. Like, they're storming in like stormtroopers type thing and just going to just mow this down. And even with them closed, I figured they would catch up faster. And it's just kind of like the slow, mosey kind of pace. I'm just, like I said, I'm hoping that since the economies are done, that was the hugest part of their backlog for the most part, I'm going to guess, because like I said, like guys are probably sending in 2,000, 5,000 cards because, people like myself, I sent somebody 37 cards. Like, I'm sure he had 5 people that sent him cards, and boom, that's part of a group. That's just part of a group submission from one guy. So I'm hoping that, that huge backlog of just economy is okay. Now we can get these graders, over there to start knocking some of this stuff out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I honestly still can't believe that it's, I mean, we're starting to get close, but, we're still months away from actually getting those fully back. You know what I mean? Which really stinks because, like you said, there's guys that, like Tyler Hero, I had tricolors from him that, man.
Oh, God, you know how much money you would have made.
Just Tyler Hero, I had 4 tricolors. And there's some 10s and there's some 9s, and just those alone, say at the worst case scenario, $300 a piece on the 9s, and say 600-700 on the 10 because it was select tricolor. That's huge money I lost. Now the 9s are going for $80, maybe something like that.
His market fell out, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold on to his stuff though. Like guys that there's no value for right now, or not nearly is, and they still have a lot of potential like him. I'm just gonna still hold on to them. I'll sell the other guys and stuff like that I got. I got tons of Luka, tons of other guys, and I'll just kind of nitpick and weave through, where I need to. You know what I mean? But with Tyler Hero, I don't think he'll get to where he was, but keeping a PSA 10 select tricolor, I'm probably definitely keeping that. Maybe I'll sell the 9s, but that value is just nowhere near what it was. The only thing I think that SGC is lacking, their slab just needs to improve like the quality. It's just so thin. And that's the only bad thing I can say about SGC. Honestly, I think they've really, other than them raising their prices to that crazy $75 whatever thing, their way they did business through COVID, I applaud. I think they did a great job. Other than that $75 price, I think they could have got a lot of the market, and a lot more people would have been able to get their hands on the slab, and they would have been like, hey, that looks good. The way it is. And I think they really missed out on a lot of money and a lot of the market share and a lot of growth that they could have had. But you kind of, pick and choose, how you want to deal with things and how, I mean, maybe they thought that, hey, we're going to get the wave because they're out, and everyone went kind of other ways. Like you were grading with CSG and a couple other companies and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure a lot of other people did the same thing. They seen the value and went that way. You know what I mean? Especially with their drop being the way that they have,
Yep. What's up, Tom? Good to see you, brother.
What up? Good to see you, Tom. Matt says PSA should have AI grade 1 from 100 and human grade. That would decipher the cream of the crop. I agree.
It would make it more accurate too.
The only thing with that is, as a person submitting, you like getting them tens back. Like I got a nice chunk of tens coming back, and personally, knowing that the value's either top or the top, even though I'm giving away maybe some profit if I had some perfect cards in there, I'd rather just have my crossover from tens. You know what I mean? Like having more tens. But I do agree. Grading needs to have like almost like a universal type wave with it, because if not, then who there needs to be a company. And honestly, like how you go to gas pumps and the companies come in and make sure that their measurements are correct. That's almost what they need to do with these companies. There need to be like some type of universal
regulation or something.
Regulation through the government. Even if the government has to do it, like at least okay, I'm guaranteeing this is a 9, this is a 10. Well,
yeah,
these are the things we're looking for, this stuff we're grading for. We're using computer and human, and then they should give us some type of sheet just saying, even if we don't have subgrades, well, what's wrong with this card? Because once it's slabbed, I'm not going to crack it open unless I'm going to, send it somewhere else because I think I got gypped on something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
absolutely.
Tom
Sounds like someone needs to be transparent in the hobby.
Yeah, trying. Tom says off topic, but what are your thoughts on 17/20 or 17 to 20 Prism select base for long-term investments with all the base hate currently? If I find any good deals, I'm going to grab as much as I can afford. I think select base. I don't think it's as bad as Prism or any other base. It's still going to take a hit, but the print runs are going to be way less. But if there's anything like the new stuff, print runs are going to be ridiculous, just like Prism and other ones too. So I would pick up some stuff. That's why I picked up a Trey Young Select 9, because just for the fact that those print runs weren't as crazy, and even though it's not any type of short print or whatever, like Select, I really like the product, and honestly, I would try to get more of the short prints if possible if you can find them for a deal. I think they're undervalued in my opinion. I think their value is going to shoot up a little more in my opinion eventually. Matt says you can get human 10 AI 98 or 98 worth more than 1096. I agree. It should be something like that they could do.
Yeah, I agree. It wouldn't be hard for them. I just think the computer grading aspect takes longer than just doing it, like in person, because essentially an in-person grade is just a person looking it over on a microscope, like me or Nate would do on a live stream. But computer grading, now all of a sudden you have to get perfect scans of those images, put them into the computer, let the computer do it. Plus you have to have some kind of a software program. So they'd have to go out and actually acquire something, unless Gemma Mint, which they acquired for kind of blueprinting each card, could do that. But it actually takes longer to grade each card if you're running it through a computer system as well. So that may be why they haven't actually gone to that yet with the size of the backlog they have, because it's a longer process.
I think with the AI with the scans, I've never really looked at any. I know you have. But like, do you really see everything that you need to see like through a scan versus like
if you do it right? If you do it right, you do. Yeah, you need to have like the highest of resolution scans, and you need to be able to pick up print lines. That's the big thing, because I've seen it done where you can't pick up print lines, but the process that we have with transparent grading, you literally see everything, man. Like I see better on these scans because I blow them up 1000x. Like I see better on these scans on my tablet than I even do on the magnifier I have. You know what I mean? It's insane. Like, and then like our inverse scans, you know what I mean? Our centering scans, like it's top notch, man. I'll show you some of it, man. Like whenever we're not like live or whatever.
Honestly, like the the AI grade is actually probably better anyway because you're not handling the card as much. You know, whenever these people are like looking at the card, they can't look through the case. They can't look it through even. You know, you buy those. You know, the Ultra Pro things and throw them in. They got to still take them out of that to see the gloss, see the surface. You know, to look at all that type of stuff. So they're handling that card, which I'm sure they have an awesome process with it, but still there's that slim chance of that person damaging it. And if they damage a card, you don't think, you know, they're not going to say anything because I'm sure they'll get fired or whatever. But that'd be one of those cards you get back and it's like, how did this get a 7?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like with the computer grading, you're able to, you know, do it in a certain fashion where you're able to protect the card and you're not handling it so much with fingerprints and all the other stuff. You know what I mean?
The only time it's ever touched outside of putting it in its slab with computer grading is whenever we check them in, we grab each card and we'll put it down on like a play mat, you know, like a card, like a mat made to set cards on. And that's where we'll run it through our scanner. So that way it's, you know, it's completely non-touched the entire time. It's wonderful.
Tom says because if if it happens again, everyone who came to the hobby last year are going to be nostalgic and want them 10 years. So it's a long game, but a strategy I'm thinking of taking. It's definitely worth it. I mean, like with Select being less, but you know, being a little, you know, less value, you know, you don't have as much risk or skin in the game versus like if you'd grab like Prism stuff now, you know what I mean? But I mean, it could be the Prism that they go for first, but still, you'd still have some pretty good value regardless because like they're still like the Select. I like Select, especially like the die cuts and stuff, man. I love those.
Yeah, I like Select better than Prism. But I think the pops are going to be much lower too. So long term, I think you're going to be good there, man. And honestly, like I just think people like, I don't know why people like base. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not popular now. Like you said, 10 years from now, people are probably still going to be looking for those base cards. It's just the way it's always been. You know what I mean? Like, because people think, oh, okay, that's his regular rookie card. You know what I mean? That's just at least coming up in like the 80s and 90s where there was multiple different cards of each player. It's like, okay, well, which one's the good card of, you know, Barry Sanders? Which one's the good card of, you know, Mark McGuire? You know, like there's different sets. Like Ken Griffey Jr., for example, was his good card was like an upper deck, I believe, whereas Barry Sanders was score. It's like, you know, like today, Score is like not even a good brand. You know, so I just think it's one of those things like where those big cards always come back around.
Tom said I was going to suggest a company do grading by assembly line style, which each grader expert in different areas like first person surface, second corners, and so pass it on, but the handling ends up being issued. Yeah, that's the one thing that you'd have to worry about. But that's actually not a bad like thought though, because like if everyone kind of grades the same, then you have a standardized like grading per subgrade. If you think, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, one guy might say
the same though. Like if you have like a grading scale and a grading standard, like you subtract via whatever that scale is. You know what I mean? So like if you look at a card and I look at a card, and we both are going against the exact same grade scale, like we should come to the same conclusion. You know what I mean? And I think that's the issue that the industry's having right now, especially with the lack of computer accountability, is like graders can have a bad day. And on cards that are like you're expecting to pay your mortgage on, like you don't want to put up for risk like, oh, well, this guy's having a bad day today. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. That irks me sometimes. But it needs to be consistent just because we've seen videos on YouTube of people sending the same cards to the same company or even to different companies getting drastically different grades for the exact same card. It makes no sense to me. Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I just think some companies just they grade harder on certain things. You know what I mean? Like where, you know, if there's like especially centering and surface, like some companies might go super hard on surface. PSA does. I know that for sure. I know that's probably why I got a 7 and 2/8 on, 3 cards out of my 37 I sent in. You know what I mean? It's chances are it was centering, or maybe I just was like, oh, this is so and so's rookie. I'm just sending in. Who cares? That might have been it too. They might have had some little bit of corner wear or something like that.
But probably not centering PSA. PSA is, I think, the lenient. What's the word? Lenient?
Most lenient.
Yes, most lenient with centering, I think.
Yeah, so it would have to be like, it would have to be surface or the corners for that. But I would say more or less, anything that I've ever sent in that had any surface issue, it was automatically at least an 8. Like they're just so hard on it. You know what I mean? Like with the Kobe, there was just a little dink dab thing, but the corners and everything were beautiful, and they gave it an 8, which I was shocked. Which then I sent in the Harden. It had a little corner wear, not a lot, just a little, and it was one of those cards that have the black back end, to it too. So it's a white front, but the back's black, so you see any of the wear on the edges and sides, or in the corners, or the edges or corners. So it just made it really hard to grade, just like the Kevin Durant black card. That's like nearly impossible to get a high grade. So like, getting some of those cards and, knowing your stuff, now I know how PSA grades. So if anybody ever wants to send some cards in, they have surface stuff, I'd be first out the pile.
Yeah.
What up, Paul? Good to see you.
What's going on, Paul? Good to see you, brother.
Matt says he's been in hobby since 2003, never graded a card, waiting for the dust to settle.
I don't blame you, man. It's a tricky world out there grading right now. It really is, man.
Yeah, especially now.
Honestly, if I didn't rely on it for like my income, like being that I buy and sell flip cards for a living, I don't know that I would really grade with any of the bigger companies, to be honest with you. Maybe SGC, just because they've been like pretty decent as far as turnaround and stuff like that. But honestly, man, I don't know, man. It's tricky. Like I said earlier, just the services are not up to par. What you're paying for. You're promised, certain turnaround, and it's just like, oh well.
Tough. That's basically they told all of us.
Honestly, you know what I feel like? I feel like I'm doing business with the soup Nazi, where I need to be on my P's and Q's, or else no slab for you.
No slab for you.
Like that's what it feels like dealing with like PSA and Beckett a lot of times. It's like no slab for you.
Tom said the card companies need to produce master cards and license them to the grading companies so that so can have all grades based on the ideal perfect card. So then it creates baselines. That is true too, because
it's a great idea.
Think about it, like what is a perfect card exactly? I mean, you would hope every card that they send out is perfect, but we've seen plenty of just the outlines being messed up, or the centering could be one of those ones where it's like, okay, well, what is perfect centering on this card? And then are they guessing on it, or are they seeing so many of it they go, okay, well, this is centering of the card. Like you even see some cards that you get back from like Beckett and stuff like that. They're like, oh, this is a 9.5. Well, maybe that centering and that thing is supposed to be like that, So who knows, man? That's a good idea though. This the breaks. What up? He said HGA. I've seen a lot of cards come back from HGA from people.
I just got some the other day. So I was pleased with it. I was a little underwhelmed by the label. But then again, they're doing customs now. But yeah, I mean, man, they could have done so much more. You know what I mean? With the labels I got from them. I like the cards. I'm not going to lie. Like their slabs, really, really nice in hand. Really nice in hand. So I was happy. I mean, I sent Okoros in, so of course I'm going to be happy. But I got all 9.5s back, which from what I've seen in a lot of reveals, like a lot of people are getting 9s on Modern. So I was really happy to get all 9.5s.
Yeah, they seem to kind of went with the like Beckett grading style.
Yeah.
Tom says he's been grading since the 80s on and off, still haven't submitted any himself. I'm surprised that you guys haven't sent anything in, but I can understand though. You know what I mean? Like if you do it for just the love of the hobby and you really don't care about value and stuff like that, then it's money that's not worth doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me, like personally, and I'll be 100% honest. Like for some of these guys, the cards I have, some of it's just hope they become like the next Michael Jordan, and then my kids can, have a little better life. You know what I mean? That's me just being honest. So like that's the only reason why I like the grading side of things, and kind of the liquidity of it. Because I mean, if you have a 10, right roughly what it's worth because of the market and everything like that. With raw cards, it's kind of a slippery slope depending on what it is and everything like that.
For sure.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be just transparent.
That'd be awesome, Dom. I'd appreciate that, brother.
Matt says, "Big time soup Nazi." You know,
That's awesome.
Seen a bat down Acuna 9.5 sell for $590.
HGA one says, nice. Yeah, HGA, man. I like HGA, man. Like they definitely came out the right way, man. They're doing business right. I think they set the standard for labels. Like I that's why you're seeing a lot of the new companies come out with color matching labels and customs and stuff like that. I think they did something for the market that I'm hoping with Transparent Grading Team we can do by bringing transparency. Something that is not in the market that is needed. Like how many times have you seen? Man, I love the SGC tuxedo slab, but if they would just do something with that label, you know what I mean? And HGA, they're sitting around thinking, man, why don't we just do something cool with the label? You know what I mean? We have this great idea we're going to launch, and boom. Like, so I give HGA all the credit in the world because, they took a stab at it and they changed. They made an industry standard now. I think a lot of people, like, I could see the big boys eventually switching up labels a little bit. Man, imagine if SGC would roll out like a color matching, like nasty label in that black slab. That would look awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mr. Brick says, he said, I can't buy a raw card more than $20 unless I see it in front of me. It's too tricky if you're looking for a gem. I mean, I still buy off online and stuff like that. Even some higher ones. You just, gotta be really upfront with the buyer. Like, look, is this card what you're saying it is? And then, because I'm going to use a microscope on this thing, and if not, I'm sending it back. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just me, to be honest.
Paul says, does any company grade autograph hockey sticks? I think PSA does. They will grade and authenticate pretty much anything.
Yeah. PSA. I don't know what other. I'm sure there's other.
PSA probably does as well. Or hit them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them do a lot of like sporting goods.
Those are like two of the bigger ones. PSA is like a little bit, obviously very industry standard, but right now they're probably like swamp. So JSA, if you need something done quick, would probably be the way to go.
I don't know if that would be the same part of the company. I think eventually they're going to start like spreading out, like where, for example, like if I send something out, I'll send it to like the New Jersey place or something. I think they're going to eventually get there.
Speaking of that, did you notice that they bought one of the companies that specialize in video game grading?
Who's that?
PSA.
I mean, like what
I can't remember which company that they acquired, but they acquired somebody that was big into grading video games. So I'm guessing that they plan to eventually branch out into that as well.
Was it that Gemma whatever?
No, Gemma Mint was the computer software.
Oh, they bought another company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they picked up a couple companies lately.
Yeah, they probably want the technology, and not only that,
WADA. Mom says WADA. Yep.
Yep. I didn't hear that. I know I've been getting a lot of emails from him lately, just on just different stuff that's going on. Like they'll be at the National, I think. Where sure, if I was going, I'd be like, well, instead of being at the National, you should be at your warehouse, like in your vault, just grade my cards. How about that? But like, you guys don't need to be like promoting and doing this and that. Like, you should have all hands on deck, all the way from the president to, I don't know, I think Kevin Durant is the investor. I'd tell him to grade some cards. Well, like, listen, you ain't playing basketball. Just go over there and grade some cards there, bud. Especially yours that I got coming back or whatever. Come on, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're definitely. It seems like they just want to keep buying companies, expanding. I'm hoping it's for the technology and the graders. I'm sure that is part of the need. To knock out that backlog, because I mean honestly they they made money, or they're making money, but that was money that they made a year ago that they should be continuing to make. You know what I mean? So that for them, honestly, it's like they're losing money every day that they're technically like closed, because they should have ran through that backlog by now. But I mean, a lot of companies are backlogged. Beckett's backlogged.
CSG's even
CSG.
they're 2 months behind on mail.
Yeah.
Like my third submission still has not even been opened by them.
Mr. Burke says, you guys ever watch guys filming their sales / negotiations at card shows? Seems like the buyers 9 out of 10 don't even examine the card they're buying. If it's raw, I usually see a lot of people doing like slabs. You know what I mean? Like from a raw perspective, for the most part. I don't see too many people really buying a lot of raw, but I know they do. Anthony or Pittsburgh goes to shows all the time and buys raw stuff. So
a lot of times I don't even check, like, unless it's if it's $1 or less. A lot of times I don't even check condition, because most of the times I go to a card show, like, I'm trying to leave like this, you know what I mean, like with a full 2-row box of cards that I've plundered out of bargain boxes. So I mean, I will check condition if it's a card that, like, I know for sure I want to grade. But for the most part, if it's just bargain box stuff that, like, I can't lose on, like, even if it has a dinged corner, it's still worth a couple bucks. You know what I mean? Like, I'll still grab it. But for the most part, I will try to be pickier and, like, look over, like, anything that's like, $5-10 or above.
I think a lot of the videos I watch too, like, people are more enticed to do slabs because it's just the flashy, the bigger sale, like the more talked about type of thing. Where unless you're getting like a super steal where you found, some awesome Kobe rookies or something out of a dollar box, you really don't see too much of the raw stuff. But I mean, I definitely see a lot of people, go on shows and just putting on their their cam and stuff like that, and then just buying stuff, negotiating, different stuff like that. If I can ever get to a show, that's what I would be doing.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I tagged you in that one that your boy's going to be at, so you got to come now.
Buster Douglas.
Yeah, your boy Mason Rudolph.
Oh, man.
You can rock his jersey, bro.
I'll teach him how to throw a football.
Give him the old Uncle Rico.
Like, listen, if you throw an interception, I'll teach you how to tackle too, and I'll just spear him so he can, get the point.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, that dude, man. Like, I don't see that dude going to be in black and gold too much longer. I think this will be his last year, probably.
Dude, I'm hoping Dwayne Haskins can, regain what he had at Ohio State, bro. Because that dude is legit, if that's the case. He's got to be better than Mason Rudolph, though, right? Like,
I would hope so.
Hodges wasn't he? I mean, I thought he was.
Yes and no. You know what I mean? Like, they both, kind of had the similar stat line with Duck. Like, there was no expectation, I think, because he was, training camp, like just throwing the, get out there, we need a body type thing. And then he making the, like the practice squad or whatever. So, like, with him, we had no expectation. But, being Rudolph was a quarterback, the last one before what, we haven't drafted one since Jones was the last one we drafted. What's his name?
Yeah, we got him in Rudolph in like the 3rd round, I think.
We got Rudolph in, 3rd round. Then we got Washington in the 4th, I think, right? Something like that.
I think Washington might have been the 2nd.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's how it went. This Brooke said there's a guy that has a good channel. He films his table interaction with buyers. Jets Mamba.
Yeah, I'll have to look him up. Maz, I'll have to check out ComC, man. Like I said, I've bought a lot off of ComC on eBay.
Yeah, I definitely have bought some stuff off there too. I think their shipping is a little long, but yeah, that's the last. That's why I remember ComC. I had something that took like a month to get back from it. It was sent on eBay. It was bought off eBay, and it was through CompC, and I had to wait forever because something was going on, or I don't know, something happened. It was in the mail and it got lost, and it was around when the COVID like fully hit like hard and was shutting down a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Tom, if you want to send them to me directly, I can put them in my next group submission. And typically what I do with that is I do run everything through my microscope here, and I check for like all the major flaws that I know will get you dings. And I can remove anything I think will grade lower than a 9 for you. So that's not a problem at all, my man. So actually here, I'll shoot you a text real quick with my address, and then you can just whatever's convenient for you. Send me the cards to look over. Just leave a little note in there. Let me know that you want only 9s or better, so that way I know what to pull out.
Having a second person look at cards is definitely worth, sending them somebody or whatever. I would highly recommend it because, it's always good to have a second opinion. You know what I mean? Especially someone who grades cards. I mean, Anthony grades cards, sends a lot of cards. Actually, probably sends more than me now that I haven't sent anything to PSA in for about forever. But, there was stuff at first that, like when we used to send back and forth, he would send me a pile. I'd look through it. It'd be like 1 or 2 cards I wouldn't send. And, that's money in the bank saved because, especially now for how much card, each card is great. I mean, my goodness, 25, 30, 50, whatever dollars it is for one card that would come back a 7 or 6 or an 8. You would be, that you wouldn't want graded. It's definitely worth it. What up, Warcraft? Good to see you, man. Hope you're feeling good, man.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same, man. Hope you're doing good, brother.
Hope all's well. Tom said ComC is super easy to send to here. I hear they do everything, but can take a bit to get into the system initially. But if you don't want to list yourself, I hear it is one of the better platforms. Yeah, if you've got a bunch of cards to send like to a company that'll do all the work for you.
I would totally do ComC if we didn't have our Sunday auction. You know what I mean? Like that's the only issue because like most of the cards I source, like honestly, I go to the card shops not only because I want to bring business to like the local people, but I want to bring you guys new cards every week too. So most of the time, that's what I do with most of the cards I pick up is just put them right through the Sunday auctions. Yep.
Hopefully Haskins is the answer for Ben when Ben decides to put him up, man.
I mean, dude, he was a first round pick. You know what I mean? So he has the caliber. I mean, somebody looked at him like, wow, that guy could be the future of our franchise. So that could be a huge pickup for us, man.
Yeah, I mean,
look how functional Washington is. They can't even name their team, bro.
Even if he's just a bridge star until they find that next superstar type quarterback in the draft or something, I'd rather have a mid-15 ranked quarterback than to be in the back end of the league with Duck Hodges and Mason Rudolph's of the world, because no matter how good your defense is, you need points to win. You know what I mean? And you can't not put up more than – if you can't put up more than 10 points a game, you're going to just lose every game or basically every game unless your team just literally – has like a shutout, which Pittsburgh can do on defense, but we definitely are notorious for getting burned deep every once in a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So when exactly do you expect our fantasy drafts to happen? Have you given any thought to that yet?
I think I'm gonna do it like last year because like I think 2 weeks before the season will be probably right around. Unless we do more teams, then maybe I'll do like one offsetting the other week. You know what I mean? Type thing. Maybe I'll do one earlier, but I think we'll do it like that just because, like I said, I would hate to have somebody like lose out on their first round pick and then next it's like, bombs away for them or whatever. Because a lot can happen in the preseason and stuff like that. So I want to try and have it like everything set in stone wise for everything. Like have the team set, the draft order. So basically, as we're approaching the draft, like the only thing we gotta wait is for the countdown and roll in. So if anybody definitely wants to get in, I'll drop the link for our Facebook group one more time in case anybody isn't in there, and then also I'll put up another post as well because I'm gonna start collecting money and stuff like that too. So this way everyone's like fully in, so we can like set it up and everything. You know what I mean? So there's the Facebook group. So if you want to do the fantasy football with us, there's the link. Just go in there. We'll add you in there, and then I'll be dropping another post. There is an announcement in as soon as you go in. It talks about fantasy football. If you want to comment on that, if not, I'll have another post up today, trying to get everyone to send payments and stuff like that. I'm gonna probably do $20 a team again this year. So this way, to pay out something decent. It's just something basically to make sure people fully pay attention. I don't expect I don't want to do nothing crazy where it's like $50 a team or anything. I mean, we could, and maybe if we get enough people that would want to get a little bit higher roller type of.
I have a great idea.
What's that?
Like a light bulb just went above my head. Trophy. So how about this?
We do need trophy.
Trophy for the league is going to be a slabbed card of whoever the MVP is for your team that helped you win the championship in a transparent grading team slab with like your information, like league champion, every damn hustling team, blah blah blah, and like your stats or something. Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be pretty cool.
Like we'll make you like a trophy of like that'd be sick, dude. I can make that happen.
We're gonna do signups now, and then like as soon as you pay, like to make sure to send friends and family to my PayPal, then you're fully in. You're definitely 100% in for the draft. And then what we'll be doing, we usually pay first and second place. So first place usually gets like 3/4, and then second place gets like I think it was like double. So it'd be like I think it was second place was $40, and then the rest went to first place. Like I don't keep any of the money or anything like that. It's fully into the full experience of everything. I'm just happy that people want to draft with us and we could do our own thing because this is fun, man. Like I hated doing the ESPN ones like where I'm just a random guy in there and no one knew who I was or whatever. I used to play in a bunch like with some people locally, and then I'd stop working there, and then we just kind of not communicated anymore, which it happens. So, but yeah, man, definitely have at least 2 leagues. We have the one league, which is the one from last year. Seems like it's full. Might even be a 12 team this year. And then we'll have one with everyone from the car community that's with us today. And we might even have 2, if we get enough people interested. So if you definitely want to get in, join the Facebook group. And then, like I said, there'll be a message. Actually, I'll just post something now, just so any new people want to get in or whatever. I'll post something real quick.
Yeah, it'll be fun though, man. It'll be real fun. I know last year I like built like a ghetto trophy, like out of parts of trophies I had in my basement that I was selling on eBay. But yeah, I think this year it'll be a lot better because I could very easily get Alan to create us some custom labels for the league champions, and we'll just slab up a card of somebody that was on your team. Like that'll be awesome. Nice little like memento of your dominance.
Yeah, last year we didn't. I'm not doing. I think we had something that idea for a trophy. We just never really did anything or whatever. But yeah, that'd be awesome, especially now that you have your company and stuff like that. That'd be really cool to do.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna put up this real quick.
Exactly, Tom. Exactly. Yeah, normally Nate or I'd be able to talk trash coming into this season, but we both won last year. So.
Yeah, I can't say anything. You won one league, and I won the other one.
Yep.
I was just happy to be competitive towards the end of the season because like my team was such disarray, like like the big first quarter of the season. And then because I think Dak was killing it. Like he was going bananas all year for me. And then next, he literally broke his leg like in multiple pieces all over the field. And then I had to find a quarterback, which Dak was a sleeper quarterback pick last year. Like that was a great late round pick for me.
That's true. You could wear it around your neck like a necklace. All you need is one of those lanyards. That'd be baller.
Almost done with this. 1 second.
You making your post?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it now. This way, if anybody's live with us, they could just go on and do that, and then if anybody who isn't, they can do it later.
Cool. Yeah, guys, make sure you go over and follow that Facebook group if you're not already. That way you get all the updates. I'm going to probably drop a graded card reveal video later on today. If anyone's interested in that, I got my order back from Pure Graded X. So I'm going to give you guys an honest review.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Wear it as a necklace and stuff. And definitely bragging rights, because whenever you win the championship, especially with us, you'll be able to, if you beat us, you can talk smack because you can see us all the time. See?
Yep.
That's the best thing about playing, like just having fun and, a little cash money prize and the bragging rights between friends. And, no matter what, it just makes football that much more awesome because I'm watching all the games. And hopefully I'll be able to switch my schedule before the season starts. I was supposed to switch my schedule like 2 months ago and just waiting for it to go through, but it will eventually happen or whatever. You know what I mean? So, but I did drop that post in the sports card group on Facebook. So if you are interested and you haven't commented on the other one, you can comment on that one. That will get you in, and then just send the money to my PayPal. Friends and family, make sure to do that because we had a couple people send non-friends and family, and then PayPal takes money out of that, and then I end up just covering the cost, which I guess was just Pittsburgh this year because I won part of it. So, but if you could do that, I'd appreciate it. I'll start marking down the people, and then once you pay, I'll send you a link to. We'll do it on ESPN. So if you want to, you could pre-set up an account if you don't have one. And then you can draft from your phone, tablet, or computer. So that's one thing I liked about it. You had multiple ways to draft. I really like their setup and the way they do it over there.
This is the break set. Are you going to have a fantasy segment every week? On our Saturday show, we'll probably update with what's going on in fantasy league, stuff like that. As well as I guess anybody that's in the league, I would imagine we would have on for live drafts and, updates too, most likely.
Yeah, what we did last year too, we might even do that this year. We might do we'll draft live. I don't know if I'll be able to show my draft board, but maybe just have a.
Dude, you know what you can do? You could share your screen for your draft board and just not draft off of it. Draft off of your phone or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way we don't see the players you're queuing up or anything, but everybody watching gets to see. What's happening in real time.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's probably what I end up doing. So this way, if I'm searching for a quarterback or I'm near the quarterback thing, no one's
no one will know.
Nate's going to pick quarterback here. So let's swoop in and take the best one on the table. Tom, we're going to do $20 one. We might end up doing a high roller one, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see the interest.
I'll do a poll or something in the group. We can get 10 people at least, on a high roller one. Maybe we'll do a $50 one or something. We'll see what everyone wants to do. You know what I mean? So if it's something that people want to do, I have no problem doing because I just love drafting and fantasy. I could probably do 5 teams without having issues. The only thing that stinks is if you have multiple injuries or going through a bye week and you have to flip top, but it's fun. It's what I enjoy, man. But yeah, we'll definitely do some type of at least a partial segment with our Saturday show, or maybe we'll do a separate, altogether separate show or something like that. You know what I mean? Where just additional time, one of us go live or whatever the case may be.
Yep. We make the pick time a little longer.
It's definitely longer on draft day. The mock one was really quick. I think it's just because it was just a mock, but it'll definitely be a lot more time than what you saw on the like the mock one we did or whatever.
Ice Kyle said he just sent. What do you think of the Indians' new name, Nate?
I don't even know what their new name is, to be honest. I don't
It's
follow
like the Sentinels or something stupid like that. Dude, honestly, I don't know why they had to change the name. Like, they've been the Indians forever, and like I've never seen a Native American be like, those jagoffs are calling themselves the Indians. You know what I mean? Like,
they're the Guardians now.
so I knew it was something like that.
That's like the worst
Guardians.
name.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, what about the Wild thing, man? Like,
yeah, that'd have been
Wild
cool.
thing don't exist anymore. Like, they've always been my second favorite baseball team, just for the Major League movies.
I just wonder if they couldn't be the Wild Things because of the copyright from the movie. That's probably maybe something that held them up. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like just the copyright of the team or the movie that they could have did that, and they probably didn't want to pay anybody. But dude, I'd have way rather had them be the Wild Things. That'd have been awesome.
Their logo was awesome too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the like the Indian on the ball or whatever. Yeah,
like I don't know, man. Like, they were just such a classic like MLB franchise, and it's like it's gone. You know what I mean? What do you think, Warcraft? You're an Indians fan. Like a Guardians fan. Like what does the Northeast Ohio people think? Like I'm kind of like a transplant because I'm like a diehard Cavs fan, so like I by default kind of like the other teams. But I'm more of a Pittsburgh guy when it comes to like the other major sports. But let's see, it's also a place in India people call it Indians. So change the logo. Yeah, I don't know if that would make sense though, because I think they were actually originally named that for like Native Americans, like in that area or something like that. I would imagine. But I mean, America was like, wasn't this like the West Indies or something when Columbus found it? So like they would have been called Indians because like he found the West Indies, which became America.
Charlie,
that's like we're Pittsburghers because we're from Pittsburgh.
Charlie Sheen would have loved being the mascot of the movie.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
He'd have had some tiger's blood and everything. It'd been gold.
Here's the logo, right? You just get a baseball with the Wild Thing glasses, with the Wild Thing like haircut on it, like be the Wild Things, man.
Right? That'd have been awesome. I'd have bought a T-shirt or something or a hat just because of that. But Guardians, I'll pull up their logo so you guys can see. It looks so generic.
Yeah, pull it up, man. I haven't seen it yet. Everybody. Yeah, I just heard about this last night, and I was like, really? But here's the thing. I applaud Cleveland for doing this because they gave it a name.
Yeah, at least they gave it a name.
Like,
but
if I was and it still looks like their logo. So like, okay, that's good. You know, they changed the name, but it's still okay. I can dig that. Football team I don't dig. Like, how can you do business without a name? Like,
I mean,
that would be like Walmart saying, "Okay, we're not allowed to be Walmart anymore. We're just retail store.
We're just store."
You know, like, are you serious?
We come to store.
It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't know.
No offense to any Washington fans out there. Like, it seems like bad business to me. Like, how are you making money not giving your team a name?
Right? I just don't understand. Warcraft, I don't like it. I wish they would have been the Rockers.
That would have been awesome, man. That would have been because Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean that would, like I said, that would have been awesome too.
That would have been real awesome.
It's like they just rushed into the name or whatever. There's like, well, I have Guardian home protection. Let's go with Guardians. That was it. Like they just pull the name out of thin air, and that's what they came up with.
Dude, I can't wait to like get a basketball team here in Pittsburgh. I would either name it the Punishers or the Piranhas. Something vicious.
I don't think we'll ever see another team, another sport. I don't think.
That is until I become rich and famous, and I'm like, hey guys, we're taking the Cleveland Cavs and we're bringing them here. I would do that to Cleveland. That would be.
Unless our baseball team can turn it around, just like just general interest, but a lot of it has to do with the management. Like if they could see we can keep. I think it's crazy. The Penguins and Steelers, they sell out every game basically, right?
Dude, you look at like the Pirate fans, like the real Pirate fans, like they're diehard, man. Like I don't know if you ever been around some like real Pirate fans. Like there's people that like the Pirates like 10x what I like the Cavs. You know what I mean? And it's insane, man. And like they've been terrible for like perpetuity, if that's the word. But yeah, I mean, like there are some like real diehards out there that literally have to see every game. Like I've been there and I've seen them out in like the nosebleeds, like writing down every stat line.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
Strikeouts to the backwards K if they didn't swing or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, I miss our basketball team too, Tom, and I never even got to experience it.
Matt says the Cleveland baseball team better than the Guardians. I don't like the name at all, personally. Like I said, I think it's.
I guess if you're trying to stick with the theme, like Native American Guardian, like I don't know, unless it's a completely different thing. Like I've seen like the name logo, but is there like another logo? Because I know sometimes, like for example, the Pirates have the spell out logo, but they also got the P. But then they also have like the pirate guy. So like, is there like a person Guardian logo part two, or is it just the name for now?
I think it's just the name. Cleveland. Oh, here, maybe this is it.
So this is kind of like that. That's actually pretty cool looking. So it's kind of like almost like Thor-esque, like Greek guardians or something like that. I don't know.
There's a bunch of crazier, like vulgar ones that popped up, so we don't.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But yeah, people are going wild online with this. I don't know what they were doing with that one. Anyway,
because when are the Knicks going to change their name to make sense or go back to Knickerbockers? And what the hell is a Laker? So the Lakers got their name because they were originally, I believe, in Minneapolis, which was like on many lakes. So like the people from there were considered Lakers because they're on the lake. And they moved it to Los Angeles, where there's beaches, but there are no lakes. So I don't know. They probably should have changed the name.
Yeah, that I mean,
it's kind of like the Steelers being the Steelers because they're from Pittsburgh, which was like known for creating steel. So like people were Steelers. They made steel.
I think it's crazy is there is a lot of teams that have nicknames or whatever because of where they were, like the Dodgers, a bunch of teams. So like it's funny how they never changed their name when they probably should have, especially like the Lakers. Like they're the Lakers now. They'll never change that ever. But like when they first moved, they're like they're probably like what like Tom said, like what the heck's a Laker? Like why are we the Lakers? We live next to a sea. Like what is this? Like
yes.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't make sense. But I mean, I guess
Lakers sounds better than Seaman.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, Tom said he just remembered that they were the Great Lakes originally. I can't talk to Buffalo Bills. The dude not even from there, or buffaloes or bison or any. That is true. Warcraft says so. By logic, we are called the Browns because we are the shit.
I agree.
I would be like more doo-doo brown. That would be more of my thing for the team. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy how they kind of just ran with it. And teams move, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? So. Well, guys, we're at the hour and a half mark. I'm gonna go stalk the mailman because he's got to be close to my house. I'll be definitely dropping a video either, probably chances are now it's not gonna be till tomorrow, but it'll be before the auction. So you guys will get a nice auction preview. Either might be a part 1 or part 2 series because it's so many slabs. I don't want to bore people to death with 37 slabs, but it is a lot of fire.
You're gonna bore me with 37 really awesome slabs. I definitely don't want to look at Luka Doncic and Giannis and whoever the heck else you got in there.
Well, LeBron, Kevin Durant,
You know, like
Kobe Bryant,
you're salivating, and you're like, oh, I don't want to bore you.
But yeah, definitely gonna be dropping a video on that. So come hang out. We'll do a premiere. Well, at least I'll try to do a premiere. I'll be working tomorrow, so maybe
we'll find more Jeters for me. I will definitely look at the national for you next week, Jeter. Warcraft. You have so many cheaters, you're becoming Jeter.
We'll have to change your name to Jeter.
Yep.
But we're gonna shut it down. Anything you want to say before we leave?
No, I just appreciate you having me on again, Nate. For those of you that are not subscribed to my channel, come on over. It is Picksburgh, and I will have a graded card reveal today on my channel, and tomorrow you'll see me and Nate collaborate for our weekly auction, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be square. And then Monday at noon, if you guys want to come out, I'm doing a special UFC Prism box battle versus my homie Justin over at Grimes Finds, who used to be a MMA cage fighter. So it's going to be pretty dope. Come on out and check that out. I'd appreciate it.
All right, guys. Definitely make sure you come Sunday because I'm bringing my slabs. I'm probably going to sell them all. All of them will be up for sale. So you'll have first dibs along with everyone else. And we'll probably just do buy nows. I actually put prices on these because I actually have time to look up stuff and comps them off. I'll actually stop playing GTA for a little bit and actually do that. So I'm going to look out for you guys. So see you guys later. And don't forget, if you're going to do the fantasy football, if you could, please send payments. So this way we can lock it up, close it up, and just be ready for the draft and just mosey on through. So